Lucia, do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
How you doing, guys? I've got some interesting news for you that I'm pretty sure you're all going to be interested in. So the trailer was released yesterday, guys, but unfortunately due to the release of the trailer being put out early because of the leaks, unfortunately Rockstar couldn't put it out on the date they wished to do so. Guys, if you want to see my breakdown trailer analysis video where I go into a half-an-hour detailed talk about it, please check the video out on my channel. But there's something very interesting I want to talk to you guys regarding about Lucia's story and a particular piece of GTA 6 artwork that ties in with this particular scene right here. If we take a closer examination on the artwork itself, we can actually get a glimpse on the bottom of Lucia's ankle. Of course, naturally the first thing that will come to mind is that this is a tagging monitor system that is usually implemented by the courts and prisons themselves. Of course, we know that GTA is a AAA crime action open world game, so of course, what else could that possibly be? I think it's interesting considering that if this is a tag, which it most likely is, how it would perfectly tie in with the fact why Lucia is behind bars. For however long she was in jail for, well, that's to be debated, as at the moment we actually really don't know, and we don't even actually know what crime she could have committed to put her there in the first place. But given on the fact that throughout the leaks and through the trailer we can usually see it's due to robberies other than people getting killed, that's probably most likely what it will be, is just petty robberies. If some of you will remember a while back within the leaks, it appeared that Jason and Lucia was robbing a diner. From within the footage we then see that it appears that Jason and Lucia are trying to make their escape from the police. But as we can see within the footage of them leaks, same within the artwork, Lucia is wearing the same particular clothes. Unfortunately, guys, I can't show you the footage of the diner because most of the footage has actually been scrubbed and I can't find it. But I can tell you that I have seen the footage, and from in there we can see that it's definitely in its beta stages, and at no point could I see any kind of tag around Lucia's ankle. But something might tell me in the alpha stages, when the game's actually completed and it's ready to come out, that perhaps the first part of the game is going to be the prologue with inside the diner, where we'll most likely see Lucia wearing this tag. Just like in GTA 5 with this absolutely explosive intro where Brad, Trevor and Michael are all robbing a bank. Obviously I don't think it's going to be at this kind of extent and this level. I think it's just going to be something as simple as actually robbing the diner, hence why Lucia perhaps ends up in prison for a little while. Usually some prisoners do get put on parole after serving an amount of time within jail. Of course, then some do get put on tag at the same time. A parole is a form of early release for a prison inmate when the prisoner agrees to abide by behavioural conditions, including checking in with their designated parole officers, or else they might be rearrested and returned to prison if they violate their conditions. Of course, parole is granted by the parole board, which evaluates the prisoner's behaviour and the risk of reoffending. It makes me wonder if the woman that actually speaks to Lucia within the cutscene is actually perhaps Lucia's parole officer.
Lucia, do you know why you're here?
And with Michael in GTA 5 having to visit his psychologist on a certain day, just like that would be the case I reckon for Lucia in GTA 6 to avoid going back into jail. But of course the whole other theory comes in too, guys, that perhaps maybe Lucia gets the tag after the fact and that the tag gets removed, hence why then both Jason and Lucia are on the run. I mean, the whole thing behind Lucia and Jason is coined as the Bonnie and Clyde duo romance. It's really amazing to see how much we can really overlook from a 1-minute trailer that Rockstar had dropped. I myself didn't pay much attention to the artwork until recently it caught my eye, in which I started putting pieces together just like a jigsaw. Obviously there's a lot of great characteristics within both Bonnie and Clyde that of course mirror in comparison with the likes of Lucia and Jason, hence why the phrase gets used as well as it does. The reason why I brought up Bonnie and Clyde is to refer to the old tag on Lucia's ankle. If it wasn't equipped on her ankle before she went into jail, but after she comes out of jail, then how do we not know that they tried to remove this ankle brace, in which then they would do a Bonnie and Clyde style fashion escape, because Bonnie and Clyde were on the run and they spent about 2 years on the run before they were gunned down by a posse of 6 lawmen. I don't think there's any doubt that Lucia and Jason are massively inspired by the likes of Bonnie and Clyde, because during their time in America with their gang during the Great Depression, the couple was known for their bank robberies and preferred to do small robberies such as small stores or rural funeral homes. It's worth pointing out too as well that it appears that they might be moving around from location to location, hiding out within Florida, because as we can see here, it appears that both Lucia and Jason are in some kind of hotel. You can see the bed over on the other side, and usually these motels and these rooms, they have these beds separated from each other with these little cabinets in the middle. So it could be that both Lucia and Jason are on the run after Lucia was on tag, and therefore that's why they are on the run, because of course what she has done is illegal and that could get her sent back to prison. Through of course what seems to be an absolute string of robberies and complete chaos along their way to try and climb their way up the chain, one doesn't know how this story might end, because like GTA 5, there's several different endings. Is it possible that Lucia might end up back going to prison, or perhaps one of the protagonists will end up dying, or perhaps maybe these guys will end up changing their identities somehow so that Lucia doesn't end up being back in prison? I think there's tons of speculations and theories we could go over, guys, but as of now, we're not going to know what the answers are until the day GTA 6 comes out. We might be able to pick a little bit more out when we get the other trailers and put the pieces together, but until then, I think it's still up for debate, and we don't really know until then. As always, guys, I always love to know what your opinions are on these situations and the matter. What do you think this whole situation is, and what the story could lead up to about Lucia with this tag situation, and what you think the story is going to be? Anyway, guys, please do hit the subscribe button if you can. It really does help the algorithm out, guys. Help the VoiceBox channel grow so I can spread out these theories and cool bits of information that I need to give you guys. Well, anyway, I'm the VoiceBox, guys, and I'll speak to you all soon.